Hey, this is Dara, I dare you to speak with confidence and be more impactful and influential when speaking in front of an audience. In this tip today, I'm going to help you speak in a professional manner in the workplace. Let's do it. Okay, let's focus on 3 areas. We're jumping right in here. And what I want you to do is to remember these words: word choice, be concise, and vocal inflection. Let me break this down for you. We're talking specifically for workplace or corporate environments. And when you are in a more professional setting, you want to make sure you choose the correct words so you do not shoot yourself in the foot. You're among coworkers and something happens last minute and you slip and you maybe curse. This isn't going to help your professional status. In fact, there's a recent study from Britain in 2007 that said cursing among coworkers in a social setting can actually build camaraderie and boost workplace morale, but among supervisors and in front of your supervisors, it actually is detrimental to your career and your career growth. And it can really help you look unprofessional. So we want to be very careful with the word choices we use. So if you're out on a Friday night having a beer with the friends, no problem there if it comes out. But in a workplace setting, be very particular about the word choices you use. You don't have to try to sound extremely smart or talk above the language that you feel comfortable. And this is going to take me into tip 2. Now, depending on how formal your workplace environment is, some are more than others. I was a scientist for many years, and that was a very structured, rigid, controlled environment. Your workplace may feel more relaxed, but still we want to speak in a professional manner at all times because people judge us based on how we speak. So a common expectation to help you appear professional and be professional is using a person's name as you speak, especially when you're first greeting them, walking into a meeting. Hi, Bob, how are you? Hey, Jane, good to see you. How was your weekend? Always say the person's name. This will help you to create that camaraderie and that connection with the person, but also lets them know that you know their name, helps bring attention to them, that you're speaking directly to them, so they want to listen to you. So this is a simple tool that we can all do. When we talk about being concise, we always want to be clear, straightforward, and this applies whether you're speaking in front of the person talking about something, if you have a question for them, or in an email. Nobody likes the long, drawn-out 2-page email. If you want people to respect you and listen when you speak and to know that you are someone who is professional, don't try to send too many things in the email. You don't have to over-explain, and pay attention here. Do not use a million emojis in a workplace email. This comes across a little too cutesy, maybe a little immature even. So we want to make sure we're being very clear and concise with our word choice, whether we're speaking verbally or in an email. Now, I know sometimes somebody else may send this to you. And what is the first thing you think when you see the subject line with 5 or more emojis? You think, oh, I don't really take this person so seriously. It may turn you off. So this is not what we want to do in a workplace setting. Or the person on the other side who tries to be really clever and puts a really wacky subject line, or fun news, but there's nothing fun about it when they're reading the context of the email. What that does is now we get the people to not trust us. So when we want to appear and become more professional in our speaking language in the workplace, if you focus on the word choices you use, being concise and clear to get your point across, you are already ahead of what most people do. Okay, now let's go a little bit deeper on this, because when we talk about being concise and clear, we all know that a lot of people try to sometimes sound smarter than they really are. And so they'll fill in language that they don't normally use, or use the trending word of the day because they have a little calendar on their desk that talks about the word of the day. If you do that, you're going to sever the connection to other people. People like to connect to others because we can relate to you. We understand the language you're using. So don't try to sound smarter than you are, thinking you're impressing somebody. Speak in a way so other people can understand you and use natural language. You can save your impressive word of the day calendar next time you're at a family dinner, or if you're out with your friends and you want to impress them. But in a workplace setting, it can be very off-putting. It can look like you're a show-off, you're trying to appear more braggadocio. So when we want to speak in a way that commands authority and respect, we break it down into simple everyday language that everybody can understand. Now, as we get into the tip 3, which talks a little bit more about how you can speak professionally at work, I want to remind you to smash that subscribe button. And if you want more tips like this, be sure to go to the link below for DaraConnollyCLUB, where there's a plethora of information that you can't get anywhere else, and access to my mentors. For example, some of the people I coach may be someone just like you, entrepreneurs or CEOs or people who work in corporate environments that want to speak with more impact so they are heard and remembered every time. And when you do that, you are a leader and you're seen as a more influential person. Give you the third tip, which is to use inflection or changes in the pitch and tone of your voice. If you use this appropriately and at different times when you're speaking, you will stand out from other people. Sometimes we hear people speak and there is no inflection. It's missing from their language. What they do is they either speak really high or they stay low the entire time. And when that happens, it comes across either that they're not very smart or that they're too boring and too tedious and too serious of a person. So I want you to take time to think about what words you can emphasize as you're speaking and put a little bit more inflection on those words. When you do this, people will listen because our ears are drawn to people who sound excited or happy, or they change their tone, and it could be in a more serious way when it's used appropriately. In fact, you can change the entire sentence's meaning of something you say just by using your voice inflection as a tool. So for example, if I say, you want to click on DaraConnollyCLUB below because you will get a plethora of information that will help you, that's fine. All the information is there. Everything you need to know has been said. But what if I say, you want to click on DaraConnolly.club because all of the information you need is below on that site and you don't want to miss it. Now you're pulling apart the words I said. Maybe you remember that I said you don't want to miss it, or you remember it's DaraConnolly.club. So our ears are drawn to those areas of our sentence and our words and in our language that have a little bit more inflection and tone to it. So this is just a quick taste of some of the work I do to help you speak with impact. You want to definitely click below to begin because I have a low discounted rate to jump in the club right now. So do not wait. And this will help you be more influential when you speak in front of an audience, whether that's to 1 or 1,001. Or if you prefer to just chat privately, send me a DM and be sure to get on my calendar. I'm here for you. I want to make sure you are speaking with impact every damn time. This is Dara, and until we meet again, you are amazing.